Happy Friday. I hope everybody's had a great week. And like I always say, it might not be Friday when you're watching this. It could be any day of the week, any time of the year. But it's beautiful here today. And I wanted to talk about letting go of the need for approval from others. Because a lot of us have this wounded inner child, that still seeks approval externally or validation externally from family members or from spouses or from friends or from anybody, even like strangers. And, that's so self-deprecating because the only person whose opinion matters of you is yours. As long as you're living in integrity, you're not hurting anybody outgoingly. As long as you're living your life in your alignment and your purpose and in your joy and you're centered and balanced, nobody else's approval matters. And when we seek that, we're honestly just giving away our energy and giving away our power when we're seeking that approval from our parents. Sometimes we need to let go. Well, generally we need to let go of that approval from our parents if we're still seeking it. A lot of us when we were kids never had that, and we grow up into adults, from these codependent relationships in our childhood and our teen and our young adult years, and we move into being an adult and we still seek it in this way where we just want our parents' approval. And we will do anything for our parents to approve of us. And every time they look down their nose at us, whether it's conscious or subconscious, because we can tell, we know, it breaks our hearts still. Even though we pretend we put on this strong face and we're like, no, I don't care. I don't give no fucks. Excuse my language. I am tough and I don't need it. Yeah, of course, you're sensitive and it hurts, when you have family members that may not agree with your job or your choice of spouse or where you're living or, anything like your hobbies. Does it make you happy? Does it light your soul up? Is it what you feel is your purpose? And if you answer yes to those questions, then don't care. You know what? Let it go. And I know it's easier said than done, but it's okay to let go. And it's okay to be within yourself, because sovereignty is when we're super energetically powerful, and that's not being concerned about what everybody else around us is saying, and it's being able to rise above and transcend this consciousness of the ego that we care about what other people say, and being able to look at things in a broad scope, and being able to understand that there's truth in everything. And you know what, if it's lighting up our soul, it is our truth. So I just wanted to share that today. I was listening to something about that I was sent, and I just thought it was super powerful, because the most crucial thing you can do for yourself is love yourself. And if you're seeking approval externally, you're not loving yourself. You're looking for others to fill that void in you, that love void that you should be loving yourself. Because if we're confident and we're, taking care of ourselves and our bodies and our minds and our hearts, like I said, the only person's approval that matters is your own. And honestly, if somebody isn't okay with what you're doing, like I said, if it's in integrity and alignment with your soul, then what they have to say about you is none of your business. And that's their own shadow they need to work with, because a lot of the time it comes from jealousy or not understanding, or you're triggering something within them. So yes, sit on that. If people are lashing out at you, I always look at it in a way, if somebody's lashing out at me or causing distress in my life, I look within myself and I'm like, what in me is attracting this into my existence? What do I need to overcome? What part of me do I need to heal to transcend this so I don't attract this energy into my life? Because it's something within us that attracts that in. And this is why I always say the shadow work is so important. It sucks and it's messy and it's painful, and digging into those childhood wounds is so you pretty much relive a lot of them, because a lot of our childhood wounds we bury underneath and we've never felt, so we actually have to feel them again and go through them and relive them. But once we relive them and feel them and allow them to flow out of our system and remove them from our consciousness, from our nervous system, from our musculoskeletal system, from our energy system, from our aura, and allow them to leave, you feel free. You become this balanced being. And I'll tell you, it's an ongoing process with life. You will always have shadows come up. You'll have triggers, but you'll look at them differently. Where before, when you were triggered, you may have ran or fought or, hid hid from things or buried them, you'll look at triggers now and you'll ask yourself, what do I need to learn from this? What part of me needs to be healed? Anyway, I'll pull a quick card before I talk your ear off too much. And I hope everybody had an awesome week. I'm on here a little late today. It's Friday. So I love this oracle deck. So I'm going to clear the energy on these cards and we're going to ask Spirit what we need to see today. So Spirit, what is the message that we need to see going into this weekend for the collective? And it is, I have the power, which is energetic sovereignty, exactly what I was just talking about. And it says, I am the master of my life and perfectly at one with the universe. I keep my thoughts pure and I do not engage in the heaviness of destructive emotions. I rise above doubts. I believe in myself and I know that with God or the universe, I can do anything. I now draw upon this power within me and I go through this growing phase with ease. And that, everybody, my lovely beings in here, is exactly what I was talking about. So Spirit is validating that everything I said was exactly what I needed to say today. It's funny because I come into these lives and I really a lot of the time don't know what I'm going to talk about, and I just my mind, I almost just let go and I let come out. These are generally channeled messages. It flows through. So it's whatever the collective needs to know, or it's what I've learned in the last few days, or it's, what I've had people ask me. So if you ever need some guidance, let me know and I'm happy to do a live about it and let you know. And I post them. I post most of them on my YouTube. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys like my messages to follow my YouTube and give my videos a like. It just helps with the algorithm, just like in this group. The more you guys are interactive in this group, the more it shows up for other people. And I love it because it's just growing by the day and it's so empowering because we're just here to spread light, but we're taking ownership of our own shadows and loving them and healing them. And that's the key. It's the balance. It's taking out the duality of things. It's just understanding that we have full control. Anyway, I wish you guys an amazing Friday evening and we will chat soon. And there's some events coming up next week. I've taken a couple weeks off. So this next week I have a full moon circle on Thursday, a full moon ceremony. Saturday I have the activation that I was supposed to have a couple weeks ago, not this Saturday but next Saturday, and then Sunday I have the tapping into intuition course. So if you're interested in coming, they're a really low price point for these groups and they're always awesome, so I'd love to see you there. Everything's up in the events tab at the top of the page and or through my scheduling app. Anyway, I love you, sending so much love and light out, and a big virtual hug. Have a great Friday night.